Hello, beautiful, beautiful angels. It's been about 5, 6 months now, I think, since I was last on here, and I am back. This time I am going to be back for real. Wow. A lot has happened, obviously, since the last time I made a video. A lot has happened collectively in the world as a whole, and a lot has happened in my own personal life. And I want to just talk about, I don't want to make this video super long. I just want to be open and vulnerable with you guys about where I've been on my journey, where I am now, and what's next for this channel. So I've left timestamps down below if you guys want to skip around and don't want to hear everything, but I hope that you will listen in on everything and hopefully gain something from this. Let's just get started. Let's jump right in, and I want to update you guys on where I've been, what's going on. What is the news? So first thing is, I initially took a break from YouTube. I was just gonna take a break over the summer because I had this beautiful, exciting idea to create a course. Now, this is something that I have been asked to do for so long, and I never had the time, I never had the energy, and quarantine and having lots of time on my hands was kind of like, okay, finally I have the time to work on this course. Now, a lot of you guys may not know this, some of you guys do, that I am a life and business coach, and that has kind of been a big center of my life the past 2 years, and I do handle one-on-one clients. So I know coaching is not something that is feasible. One-on-one coaching is not something that's affordable for everyone. So one thing that I really wanted to do was create a course that would embody basically all of my coaching, all of my methods, but more so around the divine feminine. So I created the Goddess Reset program, and making a course, I started it over the summer and I launched it in September, I believe. And it was just such a passion project for me. So I want to kind of talk about the Goddess Reset program for those of you guys, because I do have a very special discount for my YouTube audience. And I think it's the perfect time right now in January, at the beginning of this brand new, which by the way, happy 2021. I think this is the perfect time to start a journey and start a healing journey. So the Goddess Reset program, you can visit the link down below to read more about it, or follow at Goddess Reset on Instagram to get connected with the community. But basically, the Goddess Reset program is a self-study. Do it at your own pace. You can have lifetime access to this program course online, and it is divided into 4 sections or 4 different modules. And a big part of this is identifying and creating and connecting and embodying your own unique goddess archetype, which, as we all know, there's different archetypes. There's the hero archetype, there's the sage archetype. The goddess archetype for me is basically you tapped into your most powerful and beautiful goddess energy. So it's set up into 4 different modules. Number 1 is the reset module, which is so powerful. And if you've been dealing with limiting beliefs, especially in the past year, which for me, 2020 was a very heavy healing year. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but if you are looking to work through your limiting beliefs, start off shadow work, which is really important in healing. Work on self-awareness, getting to know who you truly are when you peel back all the layers and all the limiting beliefs, and hitting a reset button on your life. This is really the main reason why I started the Goddess Reset program, was because I noticed a lot of you, especially a lot of women, were telling me that they felt like they were stuck or they were stagnant in something in their life, or they felt like they were in a rut. And I did it for that 2020 energy. A lot of people were stuck at home, didn't know what to do, wanted to do the inner work, but didn't know where to start. So that's where it's all about. That's kind of like the very important section, the reset section. Then after you work through the reset, and all of this is video. So just like you're watching me right now over video, you've watched my videos, all of this course is made through videos. And on to the next module, you will go on to the vision, which is the fun, creative one. Now that you've decided what you want to get rid of, now that you're at this blank slate, now you create the vision for your goddess lifestyle, for embodying your energy. What does your energy look like? What does it feel like? Who are you choosing to become? So here you create your mindset, your goals. What do you want to create in your life? What do you want to achieve? Which is so very powerful. And you get to see my vision board in this module. I walk you through step by step It's all very in-depth and all very powerful. Third is the initiation module, which is about creating a lifestyle change. It's not just about mindset, it's about actually putting these things into action, putting all the things you've learned into action and creating a lifestyle around the goddess energy. So you learn how to create routines, morning and night routines, self-care routines, and you learn how to actually make this energy a part of you. Remember, it's about the state of being in that energy already, and I teach you how to do that, which brings you into the final embody section, teaching you how to actually be in that goddess energy, in that divine feminine, in what that means for you, in your true authenticity. And a big part of this section is about balancing the masculine and feminine. So not only will you get these 4 modules with a ton of great videos in between to take you step by step, you'll also get an immersive workbook, worksheets, guided meditations, and coming soon there will now be weekly Q&As, live Q&As. All of the Goddess Reset students will have access to this for life, and also a special Telegram group where you will get special notifications from me and be able to connect with the actual community. Plus, much more is coming. And guys, this program is life-changing. There has been so much great feedback from my students, and I am excited to welcome those of you who haven't started it and who want to start and create this transformation in your life. Now, from today the 11th until the end of January, until February 1st, I will be offering the Goddess Reset program at 50% off just for you guys. Use code 2021 to get 50% off. You need to take advantage of this discount because after February 1st, the price of the entire program will go up because of all these things that I'm adding to it, and you won't be able to get this amazing deal at such a low cost. So if you would like to sign up for the Goddess Reset program, visit the link down below and sign up. Use code 2021 for 50% off. I haven't done a deal this big, but I'm doing it for you guys, especially here on YouTube, since I told you guys about this kind of late. To those who have already signed up for the Goddess Reset program, thank you. I'm so excited, and I know that you guys are gonna love what is to come. Now let's get into the realness. 2020 was a year of extreme healing for me in my life. I decided this year, with everything that was going on, just so much chaos out in the world, I felt like it was finally time that I put myself first, not having to have all the answers and create videos on different topics and say, this is what I think about this is what I think about that. I felt like this was not the time for me to do that. And I felt very guilty for not making videos addressing current events and addressing just changes and fears that people had. But it was because I was going through really my own process at the time when I took a break. I think a lot of people noticed, like with some of my last videos, I would just looked over it. I didn't look excited. And I wasn't, guys. I really just lost my passion for YouTube. And I have been talking about this for a while before I actually took the break. I was thinking of even quitting YouTube because I just wasn't resonating with it at all. But 2020 was the year when I kind of pushed my fears aside about leaving YouTube, pushed my fears aside about doing something new, and pushed my fear aside of putting myself first. Because as much as I talk about it on this channel, and I've talked about putting yourself first and putting your mental health first, I never actually really did it. I always put my family first. I always put my friends first. I always put, my audience, my platform first. I always put work before myself. And that's very draining. It's very draining. And as somebody who I believe my life mission on this earth is to help people, is to be a light to others, I realized, yes, I can't pour from an empty cup. It's time that I face it. I stop trying to be the strong one. I stop trying to be that, anchor or that tree that everyone can just hang off of, and I can just center and go back within myself and hibernate, essentially, is what I did. And it really kind of all came to a head for me when my dog passed away in August. If I talk about it, I get really teared up. So I'm gonna try not to talk about my dog because it still hurts a lot. I had him for 10 years and he was the best dog in the world, and it's hard. It was a very sudden death. He had a tumor in his heart that we didn't know about until the day he died. they had said it was other things. We had taken him to the vet because he was lethargic and said he had anemia. And then the morning that we were supposed to take him to his appointment, he had passed away in his sleep. So it was really hard. So after that happened, it was very much a wake-up call for me to give myself a break, to not be so hard on myself, to not force myself to be perfect. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna try to enjoy life as much as I can, because before then I wasn't enjoying life. You know, with the pandemic, it's kind of like there's and I don't know if you guys felt this, but for me it was like a mentality of like, oh, I can't have fun. I can't enjoy life. This thing is happening collectively. I have to be suffering too. Even if I'm doing well or having a nice day or something good happen, I can't embrace it. And that's a really sad place to be in. That's a really dark place, and a lot of it did come from my own anxiety, and I've dealt with depression a lot in the past, my mental health, and it's still something, you know, anxiety is still something I deal with from time to time. Yeah, I gave myself permission to heal, to feel, to not be perfect, to the times where life is good, I allowed myself to enjoy life and take risks and do things differently. And sometimes I just gave myself permission to just be, to just cry, to just feel, to just lay in bed, to just be upset, and let myself just be human, which I'm so grateful to last year for all of that, because what I learned was just incredible. So all of this kind of ushered in for me another level of spiritual awakening. And I talked a little bit about it in my podcast, Taking Back Your Power, if you're not familiar with it. And in the podcast, I talked about my relationship with God and Christ. I've always believed in God. Never, I know that when you talk about the law of attraction or, you know, more spiritual things, which having a relationship with God is the most spiritual thing that can happen. Having a relationship with Christ is spiritual in and of itself. I don't think there's religion and spirituality. Everyone is so like, wants everything defined. And for me, I think it's a personal relationship that we have, and it looks different for everyone. But I allowed myself to pray more, to open the Bible, to read scripture, to be open to it, because for a long time I felt closed off. I felt like I had to think of everything in a certain kind of way, and that really shrunk my relationship with God. But my spiritual journey and my first spiritual awakening allowed me to feel connected to creation, to feel connected to the world around me. And now it's like I go to God and I pray about what's worrying me, what I need help with, and I surrender. And surrender is the most faithful spiritual thing we can do, is surrender. And to you might be the universe, source, whatever. For me, it's God. And God has helped me so much in expanding my love, not only for myself, but for humanity, for people. And this relationship has given me so much clarity. So I just opened my heart, to God. And this is something I've been, doing for over a year. It wasn't just this past year, but this year I really felt like I could actually talk about it without being judged. That I could actually speak about, I see some things in the spiritual community I don't like, that don't resonate, that I'm not a part of, and I want to talk on those things. I want to be real. So yes, I've allowed myself to pray and to be, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed. I was probably scared, fear of judgment in the past, but now I'm not. I pray, I read the Bible, I have the Bible app every day. It gives me a new scripture and I love it. And I don't think that we have to be either or that we have to have like a straight divide on what we do. Like I love crystals. I love, spiritual things. I love meditation. I love all these things and visualization. And I don't have to choose between one or the other. I can bring them together and make a happy medium for myself and feel empowered through that, feel happy through that, feel fulfilled. And that's one thing God does. It's kind of like meditation helps you kind of clear yourself. But when you pray to God and you allow God's love into you, it fills you up like no other. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to go deep into these things, a lot of these topics. I'm skimming the surface, but if you guys want me to talk more about it, please let me know down below. 2020 also, I took a couple safe trips to the beach, which is something I really needed. I needed the cleansing, and where I live, it's, just forest, and that made me think, okay, do I want to continue living where I live? Am I ready to move to another country? Am I ready to move to another climate? And that's something that I think is on the cards for 2021. Healing is what I've been up to the most. Finding those little things that help me heal. And I also want to talk about flower essences really quickly because they are something that have helped me tremendously. A lot of you have heard of Lotus Way, maybe you haven't, but I want to talk about them. I'm not sponsored, none of this is sponsored, but I just want to talk about what's been helping my healing process. Really, really quickly, I will make an in-depth video about this if you guys want that. My flower essences, my collection has grown quite a bit. I had just started with one at the beginning of the year, but I swear by these. These are amazing. Lotus Way, they have these beautiful flower essences that come in 4 different versions. So you can get the spray, the aura mist, you can get the flower elixir, which is taken by mouth under the tongue, and then you can get the anointing oil, which can be rubbed on your pulse points and basically used as kind of like an aromatherapy or like a perfume. Trick around these is to use them as much as possible, and there's basically a flower essence for anything you deal with. Now, the ones that have been really helping me this year are Inspired Action. This one helped me a lot, especially as I was creating the Goddess Reset program with inspiration, with drive, and it's about creativity, laser focus, and decisiveness. I actually sprayed some before I started filming. The other aura mist I got is Game Changer, which is about spacious mind, out-of-the-box thinking, and rapid growth. This one is one of the most recent ones I got, and I think it's truly been helping me just to get out of my fears, to get out of my head, and just transformation, which for me 2021 is kind of like me getting out of my cocoon. So the one that I love is the Infinite Love. I'm out of it already. I'm gonna get a new one, but this is the first one that I started to really use. I use drops every day in my water bottle, under my tongue, and this one really helped me tap into unconditional love for myself, kindness towards myself, compassion towards myself, healing towards myself, because in my healing process, a lot of stuff came up that was just, a lot of it was just me beating myself up about my past mistakes. So this helped me get through that and also allowed me to surrender to what was going on. And then this one, Radiance Orchid, oh my goodness. This one's total acceptance, inseparability with divine and highest vision. This one I think helped me the most with surrendering, with allowing things to be, especially in my healing journey when I'm gonna make a whole video about healing because there's just a lot up towards it. And these two anointing oils, this one is Boundless Wisdom, and then this one is Wild Abundance, which is these are the two I'm working a lot with recently. I feel very relaxed. I feel very in tune. My intuition has just been off the charts. I've had a lot of intuitive dreams, and I've just, wow, I mean, the amount of magic I feel in my life is powerful, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. It's because I had to get through all that other stuff that was blocking me because I was being severely blocked. 2020 was also the year I put my mental health first. When I noticed that my mental health was going on the wayside, when I noticed I was having more anxiety, depressive tendencies, I made sure to start making changes. So I've had a lot of big lifestyle changes. The way I eat, the things I consume. I don't consume the news anymore. I don't watch the news. I have other ways of keeping abreast on current events, but then I realized there's a time to shut the door on current events and there's a time to go within. On your journey, you need to decide that. Is this the time for me? Can I handle the outside world right now? Maybe you don't. Maybe right now is not the time. Should I go within? Ask yourself those things. Don't feel guilty. Don't let the guilt of the outside world, the guilt and the shame, that is not godly. It's evil. Pray and discern, and that's been a big thing for me too, discernment. And I always pray to discern. So yeah, that's my update. Taking time to go within was the best decision I could have made for myself, because now entering in 2021, I no longer feel like I'm being controlled by the outside. I no longer feel like I'm at the mercy of outside sources. It's just me and God, you know, and me connecting with the divine, connecting with my divine feminine, healing, slowing down, being loving towards myself. I mean, I'm very happy I did that. I don't regret it one bit. So now I want to discuss a bit of why I left exactly, why I just took a step back. Even Instagram took a step back. I deleted my Twitter this past year too. I took a big step back from social media, and I even questioned, do I want to continue having a career based on social media? Do I want to continue having a platform? YouTube, I started it when I was 16, 17. I started it in 2010. I actually had other channels other than this one, but I got rid of them and they were other things. I've always had such a love for YouTube because it was just like my own thing. You know, I would never really fit in at school. I was a debater, I was in theater, but I never felt like I fit in. Like I never felt like I was my true self. But I had YouTube. I had stumbled across YouTube. I started doing makeup tutorials, and then it just kind of evolved as I went through my own journeys with mental health, and I switched gears and started doing more spirituality, self-improvement, and law of attraction, because that was what was really resonating with me at the time. So YouTube has always been my creative escape, and that's why I loved it. But this past year, especially with cancel culture, which I don't agree with at all, I think it's not founded in love, it's not founded in growth, it's founded in shame and guilt. And we all know Dr. David Hawkins, his map of consciousness, it's basically the lowest vibration you can be at is at guilt and shame. So why should we be feeding into this monster? So I didn't agree with any of that. I didn't agree with just this energy around. Do you say the right things? Do you do the right things? Did you do this? And it's like, we're humans. I'm a human. I'm not going to be perfect. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I will probably let you down. I will probably say things you don't like or don't agree with or that trigger you. But triggers are so important to healing. Your trigger is showing you what needs to be healed. So take this from me. I learned this throughout my healing journey. If something triggers you, it is a guide towards your healing. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to suppress it, because then it becomes part of your shadow aspect. And that's a big thing I did too as well in 2020 was shadow work. And if something upsets you or something someone says upsets you, instead of attacking the person, ask yourself, why does this upset me? What is this trying to teach me about myself? And so, yes, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I'm not going to be perfect. And a lot of times the universe sends us people to say things or talk about things that we need to hear, even if it's not comfortable, even if it's not the right thing to say, even if it's not easy. And that's the beauty and the difficulty of healing, is that it's not easy, but it is needed. It's important. It's powerful. Yeah, that's just a little side note there, but the internet was just too toxic for me, and the way I was feeling within, I knew that it was just a sign for me to keep going within. It was just more confirmation that I need to go within, stop trying to fix the world, stop trying to change the world, because change truly starts from within. It starts from home. It starts within your communities, within your relationships, within your family units, within your soul tribes, your friends. That's where change starts. You can tweet as much as you want about certain things. You can post as much as you want about certain things. But is it really changing anything? Getting into arguments online with people, is it really doing anything good for the collective? Is it really going to change a heart? No. People who argue, they don't argue to be heard or understood or to change. They argue to be right. And that's one thing I just don't like about the internet. I'm very old school in many ways, guys. I'm not on my phone 24/7. I don't like to be on my phone 24/7. I don't like to post my entire life. I'm very private. So this past year just kind of solidified that for me, and it made me realize I need to set boundaries. And also because I have perfectionist tendencies, which I never had in the past, and they kind of came up last year. Am I doing things right? Is my hair in the right place? Does this look right? This is because people just, especially with the comments, people nitpick so much, and it's just like it makes you stagnant. If you're in a fear mode, you either fight or flight or freeze. And me, I noticed that when I'm in fear, and this is something I talked about with one of my good friends, Jasmine. I had her on my channel a few months ago. She's amazing, but we had a really 3-hour long phone conversation, and I told her, I was like, you know what? I realized that one of my fear responses is to freeze, to not do anything. And that was a big thing. I had a lot of fear around YouTube, around what people were saying about me. And you guys might not even notice it, but when you read comments and you're just, trying to answer people, and then you come across stuff that's just so wrong and so horrible, and you're just like, you start to doubt yourself and question yourself. And it's just like, do I listen to what that person is saying? Do I listen? Is it grounded in truth? No. So I ignore. And one of my big things is I don't like to be rude. I don't like to be mean. But I realize I have to set boundaries. I have to not be rude or mean about it, but say no, or not allow certain things on my channel, not allow certain things to be said to me, or people to write things to me. That's not healthy. It's never before in history have we been so predisposed to other people's opinions. A person's opinion can come at you in 1 second. Before, you'd have to go to family get-togethers, or have a friend over, or chit chat, or have phone conversations with people for their opinion to get to you. Now, if you're online, it's just a free-for-all. So I've had to realize that the nature of the way the internet works right now, unfortunately, is not set up for empaths. It's not set up for people like me or like you, if you resonate with that. And I have to set boundaries in order to make it a healthy and fun place again for me. And another thing, guys, I really want to say is that my life is not perfect. I know, I hate having to say that because it sounds like so, I don't know, what does it sound like? It just sounds so like arrogant. I don't like to say my life's not perfect. It's not. Nobody's life is perfect, no matter what you see on social media. And I want you to know that before you write a comment, before you follow somebody, before you cast judgment upon them or make assumptions, know that there's a human being behind the screen, that I'm a human being, and I feel, and I actually feel people's energies. You don't even have to say anything, and I feel it. And I also value privacy and boundaries. If I'm not ready to share something, I won't share it. If I'm not ready to talk about something, I'm not going to talk about it. It doesn't make me a bad person. People are ever changing and evolving and adapting. And if you don't allow people the space to grow, or space to be themselves, or to express themselves freely, you are stifling that person. And you are not only stifling me or whoever you're stifling, but you're also stifling yourself. Because you will never have true human connection if we don't give people the space to be who they are without judgment. And I've always known this, but it really was drilled into me this year that people's projections say more about them than it does about me, and I shouldn't take them personally. And I also want to make a quick disclaimer with everything going on politically, socially, with COVID, everything. I don't have all the answers, and I never will. I know nothing. And all I know is what I've learned through my own experience, and that is what I'm going to share. That is whatever has helped me in my own journey, whether that's in entrepreneurship, whether that's spiritually, whether that's in my lifestyle. I'm going to share those things. I'm going to share the good. I'm not going to get focused on the bad. And I have my own personal things to deal with. I have my own family. I have my own friends. I have my own life away from this website and these apps and these phones, where I'm a real person and I deal with things. And please understand that I have to resolve my life's problems before I can even give. Yes, I want YouTube to be my fun, creative, spiritual, my place of growth, my place of connection with other people. I only hold space for the love and the good, because don't you think we need more of that in this world? And that's what I'm going to continue being, is the light, even in this dark place we call the internet. So now let's talk about what's next. I decided to come back to YouTube not because I am ready to just hit the ground running with content. I do have a lot of great ideas, and I have a lot of inspirations, and a lot of you guys have asked me to do certain types of videos that are different from my old types of videos. But I want to be really clear with you guys. If I'm going to continue doing YouTube for the long haul, which I have already, I've been on here for 10 years, like I said, but if I'm going to continue for another 10, I have to set strong boundaries. I'm not going to tolerate any kind of hate speech or negativity or assumptions or lies or slander, any of that. I mean, and before in the past, I just let it be, whatever. It got to me a lot, but now it's just like, I'm just going to protect my peace and my energy, and my mental health comes before all that. So I hope that you'll understand that and respect that, especially if you like my content and you resonate. If you do not resonate with my content from here on out, I won't take it personally. I won't be upset if you decide to unsubscribe and leave. And that's fine. Find creators that you love, that help you grow in life, that add something to your life. And only consume content that adds to your life and adds to your mindset and helps you grow as a person. If I am not that person for you, if my channel, if my YouTube, if my Instagram, if my podcast doesn't do that for you, please don't feel any kind of obligation to stick around. I don't want to hurt anyone or make anyone's experience on earth any worse. I just want to add to your life. I just want to be of value. And so you're under no obligation to stay. And I say that with the most love and understanding that I possibly can, because I know what it's like. I know I've unsubscribed from people before. I've unfollowed people before because I just no longer resonate, and that's just life. And I highly recommend you cleanse your social medias of people or accounts that you just don't resonate, that you feel aren't adding to your life. And that's one thing I want to do with my channel moving forward, is be more vulnerable, be more open, show more of my life, show more of my day-to-day, show more of my lifestyle without fear of judgment, which I realize people are going to judge. That's something I've accepted. People are going to judge. Creating content is not so much just like, oh, here's the content. It's like a relationship. I create the content, you give me your feedback, and I want this to be a healthy relationship. I am human. I will disappoint. I am unique. I am not like anyone else. As much as it's easy to compare different YouTubers or influencers, I don't like the term influencer, but as much as you want to compare different people, say, well, she's not like that, or he's not like this, and he does this, and she does that, don't do that, because we're all so different. And YouTube, what made YouTube great and what it is today is the fact that we have so many different types of people on this platform, so many different creators. And that's something I will always, even if I don't like what certain people are doing or what they're saying, I will always be a champion of that. I am my own person. I'm going to make different kinds of content, even if it's not popular or trendy or whatever. I mean, I was doing spirituality, law of attraction videos before it became what it is today. And people thought I was weird or crazy, but I still did it because it's what helped me and it's what resonated the most with me. So now in this new era of my channel, I am stepping away from the law of attraction videos. My videos aren't just going to be centered around law of attraction. And this was something I dealt with and I grappled with for a long time, and a big reason why I didn't come back sooner, because I was like, well, everyone knows me as a law of attraction YouTuber, and if I stop making videos, people aren't going to watch or they're going to hate me. But I had to overcome that fear. And now here today, I'm going to tell you guys, you're not going to be seeing how to manifest this, how to manifest that much more from me. My spirituality has changed a lot. As I said, I have more relationship with God. I surrender and have faith more with God. I pray to God more. I do believe in the power of visualization. I do believe in the power of manifestation, but it's changed a lot for me. And I realized that a lot of the reason I got into the law of attraction was because I felt like I had this need to control things a lot, that I had this need for everything to be perfect. And now I've just accepted and surrendered that life is going to be this beautiful chaos, and I love it. And I've learned so much from it. Not to say that I'm not going to talk about visualization, the power of the mind, which is very important to know how your mind works, goal setting, working towards your goals, and creating the life that you love. I will always be a proponent of that, because that's my philosophy. That's how I live my life. I'm a positive person and a loving person, and I put out what I want to see in the world, because that's how it works. And I always pray before I decide to go after something. I always pray for discernment, and I surrender. I say, God, if this is meant to be, let it be. Or if there's something better, let it come. But I always believe that God puts a desire within me so that I will work towards it, and I will focus on that and not be distracted by things. So I could also make a video on that as well. So yes, less law of attraction, less trying to control things, less trying to, materialist things, which you guys notice I haven't really talked about manifesting material things in a long time because it just didn't resonate with me. My path has now been about healing and growth. So more of my content will be about healing, will be more about self-awareness, will be more about self-development and inner growth. And I also want to bring more lightheartedness to my channel, more fun, more of the things that I enjoy, which one thing that I felt a lot of resistance towards was like beauty and fashion and makeup, because I always felt like, I'm past that point in my life. I don't make beauty content anymore. But a lot of you guys have been asking me, do some fashion videos or vlogging or, like lifestyle, like influencer things, which I think I will do more of. I want to show more about the things that have helped me and the things that bring me joy. And I want this to be our little corner of the internet of light and fun and lightheartedness, the way life should be. Life shouldn't just be, anger and resentment and all, we need to balance out that stuff on the outside world that's not so great. But yes, my my focus will still be on inner healing, on doing the inner work, on teaching those methods, those spiritual methods, those powerful methods that have helped me. But also I want to have more fun, because this is my creative outlet. And it is my job, and I've always wanted my job to be fun. So what's next? I just want to share more of myself, be more of myself, let go of this need to be perfect or to show up perfectly and always say the right things and have the right words and always have the answers. I don't have all the answers, of course. I'm only 26 years old. I still have a lot of life, hopefully, left to live, but what I can do is share what I know throughout my journey and really help you guys. That's always the main focus, is to help. And right now I am being called to help with my light, with my love, with my optimism. That's what I feel my purpose is on this crazy planet home we call Earth. So yes, that's it. I'm very thirsty. I've been talking a lot. If you guys want any in-depth videos on any of the things that I've talked about, anything, literally anything, I'm an open book. Please leave them down below. I do have a list of video requests that I've gathered all through this time. I've asked you guys a lot to send me in your requests. So I was like, what do I talk about? What do I do? There's a beautiful quote by, I believe it was Picasso, and says, you don't wait for inspiration to come to you. And I'm paraphrasing, but you don't wait for inspiration to come to you. Inspiration has to find you already working. So even though I don't have a clear trajectory, I mean, I do, but even though I'm not like laser focused on my content, I have a gist of it. I know that the more I work in it and the more I do, the more the inspiration and the aha moments are going to come. I'm also going to continue making divine feminine content, especially for my ladies out there. But I'm excited for this new chapter. I'm excited for this year. I know it's come to quite a bumpy start for Americans especially, but I believe that we can make this year the best year yet. Just like 2020, even though it was crazy and our lives changed so much, I still look back and I'm so grateful. I'm very grateful. Again, the Goddess Reset program until the end of the month is 50% off. So please sign up down below and take advantage of it. If you guys are interested in personal one-on-one coaching with me, I do have some slots available to start in February. So let me know. I only take a handful of clients on at a time, and a lot of my old clients continue working with me. So that's why spots are very limited, and that's why I don't talk about my coaching so much, because every time I say there's spots open, I get a huge influx of people. So if you are interested in either my course or in doing one-on-one coaching with me, please visit takingbackyourpower.com and you will get all the info there. And that is it for today, my angels. I'm so excited to be back. I actually feel like very light now that I'm finishing this video, very light and very airy. And I'm going to say a little prayer before I post this video, but I have faith and all my intuition and everything has been guiding me. All the synchronicities have been guiding me towards posting this video. And I filmed it all in one take, which is awesome. All right, my angels, thank you so much. And always remember this, no matter who you are in this, wow, I haven't said this in a long time. No matter who you are in this life, no matter what you may look like or what it is that you may be going through, always remember this. Your true beauty, your true worth, and your true power always come from within. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Link is down below. That's where I give updates on my life whenever I'm not on here or on my podcast. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.